Hello everyone, welcome back to Tyranny. We want to get this sequence right, so let's actually... We should have the picture, right? Ah, charcoal rubbing. Shows an arcane symbol of unknown significance. Though it bears no resemblance to known magical runes, this pattern was obviously important to whoever constructed the old walls. So this is what we need, huh? It's like a crazy M in a triangle. Okay. Crazy M. And then the triangle. Wait. Alright. So we just gotta complete connecting the dots here. Okay. Oh no, but this is connected. Shoot. Can we...
I'll do it for the North.
Connect. Connect. Okay, so I was making the mistake of not re-clicking the last... Yeah, okay. Alright, so now we do this. Haha! Spire is mine. The arcane light courses skyward, trailing off toward the horizon in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground ripped out from beneath you yet again as you drift back into the warmth of the energy surrounding you. Your awareness stretches beyond the limits of this spire, pulling in many directions at once. The light you saw arcing through the sky reminds you of the tether you feel to the top of Vendrian's Well. This too is a point of connection, and you are an inextricable part of it, bound as surely as the spires are to each other. The ocean spire in the Blade Grave feels weathered and battered, like a flag that is whipped in the high winds beyond its intended duration. Perhaps in spite of this, the connection formed with Vendrian's Well is strong, almost overwhelmingly so. I was at the front lines during the devastation of Stalwart. From on high, this realm feels less significant. There was a running wager at the Vellum Citadel. How far southwest can one sail before reaching the end of the ocean? From here, I'd guess forever is close to the right answer. Looking out at the expanse of the ocean to the south, Lanchi moves his quill in a harried rush as he sketches the blue-green panorama. At least we're spared the worst of the grit from up here. War kicks up a lot of dust, if the Blade Grave is any indication. The spire feels like a relay between you and Vendrian's Well, bridging some transfers of energy on an enormous scale. You are the first link of a chain that stretches the length of the realm. As you struggle to understand the sensation, you grow aware of whispers all around you. The whispers themselves seem to travel down the tether between you and your spires, conducting heat that feels at times unbearable. They speak to your actions and choices, everything that led you to this place. Your name is known, your banner recognized, your deeds reported across the tiers and the Northern Empire alike. For an instant, you can see the accumulated hope and fear these whispers represent. It appears like dewdrops settling on a leaf, then trickling into a shared basin. This image is fed to you through your connection, a base metaphor that only hints at the true scope. There is power in these spires, though its source is unfamiliar. Were you to harness it, you suspect that nothing would stand beyond your reach. Drop that lore. I don't know what you've done, but standing near you warms my rusted plates. Makes me feel lighter somehow. Curious. I'm noting something I also observed at the Spire in Vidrian's well. There's a mystic hum, and it has little beats when you walk, tiny fluctuations when you talk. Unless my senses are deceiving me, you and the Spires are mystically attuned to each other. Most fascinating indeed. You look taller somehow. Like you could command a dozen gangs without any challengers to knife you in the back. That's good to know. Your power has increased. What, like, level up? Like, what? Oh! Oh, okay, so we can actually build something here. Well, we have something for the forge and the infirmary. Let's do the forge first. 10 ring. Yeah, we can cover that. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, okay. Well, that was built pretty quickly. You have acquired a second spire. All spires are linked, allowing you to travel instantly between them. This will reduce your travel time through the tiers. You can upgrade the spires you discover, building new structures on top of them. Each upgrade will provide you with different benefits. Click on a spire icon or press H to select an upgrade for your new spire. Upgrades take time and money to build, and money to maintain. If you no longer have the money to maintain an upgrade, it will be suspended, and you will no longer receive its benefits. Oh, until you're able to pay its maintenance costs. Oh boy. There are 5 resources you can find in Kairos' tiers that can be used to power upgrades to your spire. They are scrolls, iron ingots, bronze ingots, alchemy supplies, and hide. Each upgrade uses different resources. Okay. Volus. Oh, Eb's here. Kills and Shadows is here. Well, we're probably going to spend some time here talking to people. Hey. Sigil of Piercing. An accident. Alright, we'll collect that and then talk to Volus. Ooh.
Huh.
Hello. The Ardent Bronze Sword. Okay. Increased recovery, eh? Go. What? Did you just hit yourself? What? Also, apparently they have something to say. Our gang is building quite the little collection of spires, aren't we? The Voices of Narat was never one for keeping strongholds, but I can definitely see the appeal. What do you think? They're big, but make no mistake, a determined army could knock one down if they got enough shovels and picks together. Don't be so quick to assume that you're invincible. As to what they are, I try not to ask those sorts of questions. Because there's no point in standing still. The Voices prefers to keep his forces busy and on the move, with the only restful hours between dusk and dawn. Besides, Fighters in motion are less likely to rise up and challenge authority, safety in numbers. But once you get people hunkering down to discuss their problems, suddenly everyone has a reason to kill the closest gang boss.
What do you need?
Talk later.
So, your latest acquisition has me thinking about the Spire some more. By all accounts, they go as far back as the old walls. Over the centuries, the nobles of the tiers have claimed the spires, but they've only ever battled over the land at the ground level of the monuments. I've never seen the glyphs of a spire light up in all my years. Not until you show up. If this were an isolated incident, I'd be confused. But it seems the spires, plural, are somehow connected to you. What's your secret?
What is my secret? I want to know as well. Surprises me as well. Alongside Escape's lantries, he sticks his quill in his mouth, chewing on the tip. His head tilts from one side to the other, muttering incoherent half-words. I always want to know what you're thinking.
If I had the words for it, I'd share. I'm just not sure what to make of it. I'm realizing how much more there is to learn.
Oh, okay. But Barrick, he's cool. He doesn't have anything to say. Greetings, Fatebinder. How may I help you? Tell me about the forge. If you want to upgrade your weapons and armor, you can use any of the anvils. It should be simple enough if you've got the materials. If you need something that requires a mastersmith, like forging a one-of-a-kind item, come talk to me. Alright. This is the Hawkeye helm. With this, I should be able to recreate it for you. Okay. Alright. Awesome. Let's make some stuff. Hawkeye helm. There's a reimagined Scarlet's Fury helmet. I don't have the hide for this. Oh, and we need more recruits. Alright, what about Scorn? Not enough money. We need well, actually, I need to sell some stuff. Also, recruits need to forge 6. 100% hit precision on targets below 35% health. Value 8,875 rings. I need a merchant. Okay. I guess we can click on this. Select a weapon or armor from your inventory to upgrade. So we would upgrade it from superior to exquisite. Which also upgrades this penetration. But if we're going to be getting a unique javelin, then we don't really need that, do we? Okay. So maintenance cost 2 bronze, 50 copper. Doing 5 days. Okay. Skill trainer teaches control fire, frost, lightning, control vigor. Master trainer control vigor, control stone. Merchant. Let's hire you. I have too much money. Okay. Well, I need to sell some stuff. Is there any point to traveling here? It's lit up, but is that just because... do we have a quest up here?
Do we get breaks in this gang or what?
No. No breaks. Nice. Thank you for all of that. Swordbreaker. And I guess we could rest. Okay. Who can we go to? What quest did we... Graven Ash, right? Because we got the artifact. Hold on. Hey, what is this? My dear tokshen, the court is all abuzz with the news of the Civil War. Representatives from the chorus and the disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. The petitioners to the court seem swept up in talks of who will crush whom and if and when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Vendrian's Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claimed the mountain spire. And you broke Kairos' edict too. Such things make a little civil war seem so trivial in comparison, at least to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict, and how is it you took control of the spire? Well, we're all in this together, right? We're all Fatebinders? Oh, we actually get to see what it's saying. Dear Rogalis, Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the Spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's grip release. The floor of the Ascension Hall gave way, unearthing a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. As for how I actually claim the Spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Atop the Spire is an old structure, a twin-tinned edifice, and I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. The structure spoke to me in sensations and images, and it seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened, as best as I can think to describe it. Does any of this sound familiar or bring to mind any old stories or rumors? Send it. That's kind of cool. Huh. Yeah, that's neat. Ash will want to see the artifact for himself. Okay, so we needed to go back to Iron Hearth. Go to Trapper's Junction for Matthias. Still gotta do Levian's Crossing. And get to all of the other spires. Okay. So we will go to Iron Hearth. They have the... what am I thinking of? Merchant. They have a merchant there. You can finally sell all this stuff. Hello, friends. Graven Ash protects and all that. I think the merchant was over here. Not you. There we are. Quartermaster. Hello! I need to sell things. How are you doing? Probably keep all that stuff. That's for Ebb. Okay. So there's just stuff that we can sell to merchants, right? Is there just like a sell all button? Okay. Is there anything we want? I don't really think so. Camping supplies. How many do we need? Like one? Whoa! 3 iron rings. Oh yeah, we need 1 because we have 5 right now. Damn. We are just rolling in the dough. Or I guess the rings. Alright, let's go talk to good old Graven Ash, see what he's up to. Be like, hey man, we just claimed another tower, just thought you may want to know. Not that I'm special or anything. Fatebinder, no one in recent history has reached the pinnacle of a spire, and yet you step on the top as if they were intended for your occupation. What do you have to say for yourself? What do I have to say for myself? If they help me conduct this war, then you should have nothing to complain about. I just don't like the way that he says this, like I actually have to respond to him. You forget yourself, Fatebinder. Don't make the mistake of thinking yourself as high or unreachable as your spires. Like the rest of us, you are subject to a greater power. I don't know. I see Tunan's court as kind of maybe above the Archons. Not underneath. Maybe to the side. But definitely not underneath. Don't forget yourself, Graven Ash. Alright, let's see. A return from the Old Wall's breach. You put much at stake in plumbing those ancient ruins. Though these lands are not wholly subjugated under the Empire, we are still beholden to Kairos' laws against entering the Old Walls. I appreciate that you take such risks on my legion's behalf. We can only hope that this mad scramble for heirlooms furthers the goals of the conquest. I suspect that even mighty Tunon would forgive our transgression if the war depended upon it. Yeah, I'd say that. The Unbroken were crafty to think that one of the regent's heirlooms would circumvent Kairos' magic, and we will reap the benefits of their foresight. The last of the regents will die, and the Edict of Storms will be dispelled. The subjugation of Starward is nearly complete. When I see nearly complete, I think of Star Wars, Vader. Anyway, since recovering a cloak, do you think this will mean trouble? I'm not gonna ask that. I'm ready to see the soul trinket. Sentinel Stand is now unlocked. I'm dispatching 2 forces to Sentinel Stand, one led by the Iron Guard Rumelan and one by Commander Demetrius. We are closer to breaching Sentinel Stand than we've ever been. If you have questions, voice them now. Otherwise, I anticipate your victory against the Unbroken and the recovery of my daughter. I thought we asked about this. You're right to be curious about our history, but it concerns me that you would speak of rebellion. The battles of the past are centuries cold and hard as iron. Sure. I'll take that lore experience. They might at that. None of the squalling tearsmen hold a candle to my efforts, but I would rather you march forth understanding your enemy than not. So you want to hear how I decimated the armies of Kairos, built my legion around northern values, and achieved a measure of power? It's true that I accomplished much as a northern warlord, but my life began in earnest under the Overlord's tutelage. I defeated Bloodruin, the Archon of War at the time, by leading him into a trap. He must have been so consumed by the fury of the hunt that he overlooked a bit of hasty misdirection. Even the execution of that foe was nothing compared to the victory I'd win later. I also defeated the voices of Narat. Strange to imagine that happening so many years ago, and here we are again. My legion nearly destroyed the Scarlet Chorus. Humiliated them, in fact. I suspect the Archon of Secrets is still licking his wounded pride. I wonder if he would remember the conflict differently, or at all for that matter. The Voices has a long memory, but a short attention span. His soldiers are as disposable and unloved as anything can be. The Voices holds his pride and satisfaction in higher regard. He's crafty enough that nothing can wound him deeply, though I seem to have earned the distinction. Well, at first, I was unaware that I'd assumed any power beyond my normal authority. It might seem obvious now, but war tends to confuse such things. I had no desire whatsoever to claim or accept such a responsibility under Kairos. It took years for me to fully come to terms with my own surrender and subjugation. But if I was meant for any title in the honored hierarchy of Archons, war seemed an appropriate one for me. In truth, I think of myself more as a general and a father. We won many battles against the Archons, though we did the most damage against the voices of Narat. He was by no means the only Archon to assault our shield wall. When the Archon of Entropy tarnished our weapons, we fought with wood. When the Archon of Sorrow sapped our fervor, we rallied around Songs of the North. I dismantled their offensive, even though I lacked the Archon's education or experience. No doubt, this is one of the reasons that Kairos singled me out to join the ranks. That tale is bound to the rebellion itself. I always inspired loyalty and devotion in my soldiers, but as the years wore on, I grew to love them in turn. Every stone shield is as dear to me as a blood relation, and I would go to any lengths to see them succeed. As we know all too well, General. Yeah, you do your saluting, Barrack. When we stood tall against Kairos, the women and men of my legion trained harder, marched farther, and endured more than even I had taught them. We were unstoppable. The soldiers credited me this new advantage. I had given them my total commitment, and they felt protected and strengthened by my presence. At first, I thought it merely their nature to look to their leader for courage. But nay, they were the first to discover the truth. You mean your Aegis? You clearly paid attention during the conquest. My Aegis, as it came to be called, covers my loyal soldiers in a protective shroud. They also have 10 times the endurance and coordination of a standard army, and shrug off lethal blows without incident. That must be pretty good. Man. If he sleeps. At first I attributed the performance of my legion to their training and breeding, but soon it became clear that something greater was afoot. I suspect this redoubled Kairos' interest in me. The power of an Archon is something to be nurtured or stamped out in accordance with Tunan's judgment. Once the forces of Kairos viewed my influence over the troops as a demonstrable threat, they resolved to put an end to my defiance once and for all. They sent every army they could spare after us, all but sacrificing the Scarlet Chorus in the process. Eventually, as all detractors do, even I fell. They dragged me to Tunan's court in chains. I killed a dozen guards on the journey. If I was to be shackled for the Overlord's delight, I would pay back with the indignity in blood. When I knelt before the Adjudicator and felt the force of his judging stare, my temper cooled, turning from anger to fear. Tunan offered me the terms of my own sentence. If I walked the path of insubordination, then the lives of my soldiers were forfeit. If I bent the knee to Kairos, an opportunity that would not present itself twice, then I could continue to serve my legion as their Archon. It was a difficult choice, but not so trying that it paralyzed me. My soldiers had not earned such glory to see it all snuffed out before their time. After I made the choice, Tunan invited me to a council of Archons, where my loyalties were affirmed, and my place among their number sealed in a compact to Kairos. No sooner had I become an Archon to my soldiers than I became the Overlord's Archon of War. That's a pretty decent promotion, and earned through a display of strength. Odd that he holds the chorus in such contempt. You already know the rest. My vaunted legion became disfavored. The Archons even forced me to cast off my northern surname. Graven was a joke at my expense, since I buried my pride in the past. I am a vassal of Kairos now, but the protection of my soldiers is secure. I have guided their family lines across generations, and the disfavored show no signs of slowing. How old is Craven Ash? How old are all of them? I mean, are they just immortal at this point? Because guided their family lines across generations? Listen, a generation can last a long time. Like, it's... Alright. Oh yeah, also we leveled up. So that's good. almost want to get this up to 10 just so we don't have any negatives. I think I will. Alright, so we're starting to do some stuff with the skirmisher. So what else do we have? Pins the target's feet with an arrow, hobbling them so they move more slowly. Launch an arrow drenched in oil and covered in flames, set foes on fire for much longer than burning iron. Attacks made with bows gain armor penetration. While only wearing light armor, gain a bonus to dodge. Let's gain armor pen. How about that?
Right.
Alright. So now we head on to Sentinel Stand, I guess. And complete this area. I'm assuming we'll complete this area. Oh no, we should do the side thing with Matthias. That's still not been settled. So Trapper's Junction. That is where we shall go. Oh wow, it's already been about 30 minutes. Okay, well, let's do this in the next episode then, everyone. Thanks for watching. Time just flies when playing this game. I'll see you next time. That person just fell down.